everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'm in Playa del Carmen and we are going to visit the Frida Kahlo Museum, so come with me.
Playa del Carmen is not only about beach and shopping, which I also love by the way. You can also find culture and art here. In this episode I'm going to visit the Frida Kahlo Museum to learn more about Mexico's most famous female artist. So hang on till the end because this is going to be very exciting, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss out on anything.
So now I'm inside the Frida Kahlo Museum here in Playa del Carmen. That is one out of two Frida Kahlo museums in the whole world. And I'm standing here with Miri that is going to show us around today. So excited!
Hello, welcome to Museum Frida Kahlo. My name is Bere, I am the tour guide today.
Mucho gusto.
Nice to meet you.
So let's go in. Look at these paintings here. It's a Mexican artist that painted Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo is the most famous Mexican female artist, and she started to be an artist in a very young age. She had a terrible accident when she was 18 years old. She painted before, but after that she started to paint a lot. And what actually happened to her?
She had a bus accident when she was 18 years old. After that, she started to paint on her bed. Her mother gave her a special easel at the ceiling of the bed. Her mother put a mirror. Is in this place where she started to paint her self-portraits. Her first self-portrait is a self-portrait in a velvet suite, and this was a gift for her boyfriend Alejandro.
Ah, very nice. You see a nice dress here. Was it clothes like this Frida Kahlo was wearing?
Yes, this is a tehuana dress. Tehuana is a typical Mexican dress from Oaxaca. Her mother was from Oaxaca and represent her Mexican races. Is the huipil, the skirt, and enagua, the white part.
It's very nice. So this is the chronology of Frida Kahlo's life here, the most important moments, and tell us what you see.
Well, in this part, we have to her parents. Her father was Guillermo Kahlo from Germany. Her mother Matilde Calderon, a Mexican woman from Oaxaca. They get married in 1888. Frida was born in 1907 in Mexico City in the Blue House. At the moment is her museum in Mexico City. When Frida was 6 years old, she had poliomyelitis, and for that reason her right leg is short and skinny. With Frida, when Frida was 15 years old, she begins the high school. In that moment, the high school was only for men. Frida is one of the first 35 women who begins in this school. When they are in the high school, Frida had an accident, the bus accident. And this is a self-portrait in a velvet suite. This is one of the first self-portraits that she made. This self-portrait made it on her bed.
So I see here Diego Rivera, that is another very famous artist here in Mexico. And what was it about him and Frida Kahlo?
Frida met officially Diego Rivera after the accident, and Frida asked him his opinion about her work. And Diego says, "You are very talented." Almost 1 year, Diego visits to Frida Kahlo in the Blue House. In this year, start a romance. Only 1 year later, they get married. When they get married, Frida was 22 years old. Diego was 43 years old. And this is a house, a studio. At the moment, we know it's like museum, house studio, Diego and Frida. This is in San Angel in Mexico City too.
So what happened here?
After that, they get married. Diego was invited to USA. In Detroit City in 1932, Frida suffered a miscarriage. Was a hard moment for her because in the same year, Frida needed to back Mexico again because her mom was very sick, and her mom passed away in this year too.
So hard life.
Yes.
So I heard that Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera was very political. What was it about that?
Well, in 1937, Leon Trotsky arrived to Mexico with his wife Natasha and they lived in the blue house, in her house in the first place. But in that moment, Diego and Frida changed their ideas about studying. The relationship with Trotsky ends in that moment. After that, they need to find another place to live, and they lived near to the blue house. At the moment in that place, you can find the Museum of Trotsky in Mexico City too.
Why did it end between them? Do you know that?
In the relationship,
Yeah.
because Trotsky and Frida Kahlo started a romance.
Ah,
Yes,
okay.
they had a romance. And
Diego was not fine with
no,
that.
no. After that, they need to find another place to live.
Okay.
Yes. Well, in 1938, Frida had her first exhibition in New York, in the Julian Levis Gallery. In this exhibition, she exhibited 25 paintings, and in this place, she met André Breton. Breton is from France and is the father of the Surrealism. It's André Breton who invites Frida to Paris.
Okay.
In Paris, Frida exhibited this self-portrait named El Marco and one exhibition named Le Mexique. Frida is the first Latin American woman in sell this painting to the Museo del Louvre in Paris. At the moment, you can find this original painting in Pompidou Center in Paris too. But in this year too, when Frida returned to Mexico after Paris, after too many affairs, Frida and Diego started their divorce in 1929. This is one of the most biggest and famous paintings of by Frida, and the name of this one is The Two Fridas.
Actually, I've seen that in the Museum of Modern Art in
Yes,
Mexico City.
at the moment it's there.
Yeah.
Yes. And this painting was for International Surrealism exhibit in Mexico City. She painted this one for this exhibition. In this year too, Trotsky was murdered in his house, and one of the main suspects was Diego Rivera. Diego need to go to USA as an exile. Frida go with him months later because she did a surgery in this country. 1 year later of their divorce, they get married again in San Francisco in USA.
It's a
Well,
little on and off relationship. But sounds very romantic anyway.
after the accident, after the bus accident, Frida used corsets of different materials like cast, wood, plastic. But in this year, in 1944, she used a metal corset. She had one of the last surgeries of her spine. This corset was more strong, more painful for her. After this moment, her health was more complicated. After time, her friend Lola Alvarez Bravo, a Mexican photographer, organized the first exhibition in Mexico for Frida. Frida exhibited in other places, in other countries, but this is the first and only in Mexico. This exhibition was like a tribute in life for her condition. Her doctor says, Frida, you can't go to the exhibition because you are very delicate. But Frida sent her bed in a bus and she go in ambulance. In the exhibition on her bed, she said that is one more piece of art in this exhibition.
She came into the
In her bed.
exhibition in her bed, carried in her bed. It's amazing.
But a few months later of this, she had an infection on her foot. With the time, this infection was a gangrene, and her right leg is amputated in that moment, from
lost
the
her
knee
leg.
to the rest of the leg.
Oh, poor Frida. So hard.
Finally, in 1954, she contracts pneumonia. But with pneumonia, she went to the last political meeting in Mexico City.
Pneumonia is lung infection.
Yes, yes. And she finally dies on July 13 in 1954 when she was 47 years old.
Only
happily-
47 years old. That was not much. Poor
The last phrase on her journal was, I happily wait for the way out and wish to never come back.
Frida. No. Beautiful picture of her. I come this way because so here is Frida's bed, I guess, where she was lying and painting, or a representation of the bed, right?
Yes, this is a replica of her day bed. Frida had two beds, one in the night only for sleep and one on the day for paint. In this one, if you see the ceiling right there, you can see the mirror. It's in this place where she started to paint her self-portraits.
So she was lying here, and then in the top of the bed there is a mirror where she could see herself. So she could lie there and make self-portraits. Because she could only lie all day long when she was so sick from the accident. It's really impressive how she got the best out of it and became such a famous and amazing painter.
Let's have a look at La Casa Azul in Mexico City, Coyoacán, the blue house where Frida Kahlo lived.
Yes, Frida Kahlo's house, that is a famous painter here from Mexico. So in here I see, you can see the paintings.
I wish you, oh, I wish you were, I wish you were here. I wish you, oh, I wish you were, I wish you were here. I go to sleep, you kiss me, whisper words, I am dying, telling me we belong together, that will last forever. It's all imagination, the truth is different. I won't listen 'cause I miss you more than words can say. I miss you more and more every day, and I miss you. I miss you, I miss you, miss you, miss you. I wish you, oh, I wish you were, I wish you were here. I wish you, oh, I wish you were, I wish you were here. I wish you, oh, I wish you were, I wish you were here. I wish you, oh, I wish you were, I wish you were here. Waking up with your arms around me, looking in my eyes, say good morning, darling, telling me we belong together, that will last forever. It's all imagination, the truth is different. I won't listen 'cause I miss you more than words can say. I miss you more and more every day, and I miss you. I miss you, I miss you, miss you, miss you.
Here she is as a man. And that was something about the romance with the Diego, right?
And after the divorce, Frida painted many paintings about that. This is one of these paintings. One of the things that Diego likes about Frida was her long hair, her braids, her Mexican dresses. In that moment, she cut her hair and she put an sweet. In the top she writes, "If I love you was for the hair, now without hair, I don't love you anymore." Yes, and Frida painted many paintings about that.
Oh yeah, all the hair is
Yes,
lying there.
all the hair that you can see here on the floor. Frida painted other painting 1 year later when they get married again, and it's that one, Autorretrato con trenza.
So now she's back to long hair and everything.
Yes, in her paintings we can see her feelings, her pains, her desires. This one is maybe her desire for being mother because her body was fertile, but for many reasons these pregnancies doesn't complete. She represents that idea with these leaves and these roots because they are in an infertile land.
And here also looks like
Hospital Henry Ford is the moment when she had a miscarriage in Detroit City in 1922. These red ribbons, these ones represent like a cordon umbilical, like a blood type, with some elements about that moment, like the babies, orchidea, a flower. People say that Diego gave her a flower before that surgery. The tools in that surgery, the spine and the belly, little Diego, she said, and the snake represent the time. For Frida, when she was in Detroit City, the time is slow for her.
is the dress hanging there.
Yes, this painting is about her life in USA.
Okay.
She represents New York, and yes, and she doesn't follow in stereotypics in that moment. She represents the stereotypics in this painting. This is a mixed technique. It's oleo with collage of newspaper of that years, and it's about her life in New York. The name of this painting is Mi vestido cuelga ahí, my dress hangs there. This is a typical Mexican dress, the Tijuana, and maybe is in the middle, proud of her races too.
Did you mean Marilyn Monroe?
Maybe.
Yes, because actually in Mexico City I visited a house in Casa de Fernandez where Marilyn Monroe visited, and I saw that in that house there was a painting of Frida Kahlo, painted of Diego Rivera, so it must have been at the same time around. Arrived to Casa del Indio Fernandez in Coyoacan in Mexico City. In Casa del Indio Fernandez, that was a famous film director here from Mexico City. He had many important guests from everywhere. One of the most famous guests he had was Marilyn Monroe. Of Frida in the bed, and actually she had a doll, like a skeleton, with some fireworks that they have here in Mexico for Easter. She had this doll as a friend on top of her bed wheel.
Frida painted this one after the divorce too, because she is a search company in that moment. For some ones, this represents her bisexuality because Frida had romance with men, but women too. For others, represent her races, Mexican race and European race for the color of the skin. And you can see in some paintings her pets, her animals, because she said that her pets were her company.
She had many pets.
Yes, she had monkeys, birds, cats, a deer, a donkey, an eagle, and you can see in some paintings.
And also she had squinkles, I think I saw in the picture.
Yes, the little dogs shadow squinkles.
Amazing. But so both Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo had many affairs with other people, but still they made
after the second wedding, maybe they had open marriage. because they had their rules in that moment.
Okay,
Yes.
I like that. I wanted to say there was one romance that was difficult for Frida, right?
Diego Rivera, when they returned to Mexico after USA, when they lived in the house studio, Diego Rivera had a romance with her little sister, Cristina Kahlo.
Yes.
Yes, and was a hard moment for her.
Yeah, that was not okay. I stayed. What is this?
This is Hopeless. It's in Esperanza. Is the moment when she are on her bed most of the time. The sun and the moon represent the time, all day, all night, and the same position. And this represents that the food is there for she, but she can't eat most of the time for her condition.
Look at this. Looks like Diego Rivera with an eye in the forehead, and he's like a baby to Frida. What does that mean?
This painting is about a Mexican legend. In this Mexican legend, the sun and the moon are the parents, and the daughter is the Mother Earth. The Mother Earth carried to Frida, Frida carried to Diego. For Frida, sometimes Diego was a big baby, but Diego is the man of the decisions too, and she represents that idea with this third eye in Diego, like the wisdom.
So he was very clever for me.
Yes,
He must have been. He was an amazing painter. Also, I really
yes.
like him.
In this Mexican legend, these dogs, the Xolo squinkles, are our spiritual guides when we died to the Mictlan way or the underworld. One of the main characteristics on her paintings are her dualities. We can see in this one the sun, the moon, the day and the night, her Mexican race, Ethiopian race. Maybe she had more roots in this hand because she feels more Mexican.
I think that's safe.
Lo que el agua me dio, this is one of the first that Frida exhibited in New York in the Julian Lewis Gallery in 1928 in her first exhibition. This is like a collage of significant moments on her life. We can see here many symbolism. The death her friend, her parents, her bisexuality, the miscarriage. This building represents the Empire State and her life in USA. The volcano like Mexico, the scars of the polio and the accident. When Frida feels more pain.
Strangled.
The miscarriage.
Oh, it's a miscarriage.
Yes.
Okay, and the clothes is there.
This represents a hallucinogenal plant in Mexico, is peyote.
And what about this volcano? Is it Popocatépetl?
Frida says on her letters, it's not literally, but she explodes for return to Mexico.
That will last forever, it's all imagination, the truth is different. I won't listen 'cause I miss you more than words can say. I miss you more and more every day, and I miss you. I miss you. I miss you, miss you, miss you. I wish you, oh, I wish you were, I wish you were here. I wish you, oh, I wish you, oh, I wish you were here with me.
So here comes something that I'm very curious to know about. That was her love affairs. Can you tell about it?
Okay, in 1931 is Nicholas Murray. Nicholas Murray was a photographer. The photos in color at the moment we know about Frida, Nicholas took in that moment. He works with Vogue magazine. Frida was a cover in this magazine in 1927. In 1935, Isamu Noguchi. Isamu Noguchi was an sculptor. Frida says that this romance was a funny romance because she had her dogs outside of the house. When these dogs start to bark, is when Diego arrived to the house. Isamu Noguchi had time for run away, but one day these dogs don't bark, and Diego saw to Frida with Isamu Noguchi. He need to run away faster and naked for the window. Many people see that scene, we know that story.
He looks cute.
Leon Trotsky, another romance.
It's not my type.
This photo is about the second wedding with Diego Rivera in San Francisco. They get married the same day of Diego's 54th birthday, December 8th. But for this wedding, Frida had her own rules. She said, I love you, but I don't want your money anymore. I can start to sell my paintings. And I don't want to have sex with you again. If you have your own business, it's okay, but me too. When they return to Mexico after the wedding, Frida lives in the blue house and Diego lives in the house studio. After this wedding, they had their own rules in that moment. And Frida dies in this year, in 1954. 3 years later, Diego dies. He had a cancer of the prostate, but in these 3 years, he married again with a woman named Emma Hurtado, his fourth wife.
But he still loved Frida and he dedicated her house, right, to the museum.
Yes, Diego, after the Frida's died, Diego gave the house to the Mexican government for the museum that we know today. Yes. The inauguration of the museum was in 1958.
So since 1958, the house was a museum?
Yes, 4 years after she died.
So Frida, she said she suffered 2 accidents, it says here. 2 accidents in her life. One was a traffic accident and the other one was Diego Rivera. I guess because of the complicated romantic relationship they had. Here's a doll similar to the one that she had over her bed, Frida Kahlo, and this is called Judas, this kind of dolls. And here's one of the David. Lots of suffering. So I see some letters here. What does that mean? Can you understand about?
These letters, some by Frida, others by Diego. The most of her letters she write with hand and sign with a lips or a kiss. Diego was more formal in typewriter. The originals of these ones at the moment are in her house, in the blue house.
Viva la vida is the name of this painting, and was Frida that painted it?
Yes, Frida painted this one, and it's the last one that she signed. 1 week before that she died, Diego found this painting in her house. He go with Frida to her bed with this painting. He said, please Frida, sign this painting. Frida signed on her bed with Viva la vida, long live life, Frida Kahlo, Coyoacan, 1954, Mexico. Yes, this is an altar to the Day of the Dead. In Mexico we celebrate life. This altar is for remembered persons with a favorite food, favorite drink. This is in honor to Frida, and here we have 3 levels. The Mictlan is the first one for the underworld. These dogs, the Xolos Quinkles, are spiritual guides when we died to the Mictlan way. In the middle we have the earth. In the top we have the sky. And we represent the 4 elements too. The wind with the paper, the fire with the candles, the water can be a glass of water. We have tequila and mezcal here, and the earth with the fruits.
It's beautiful.
Did you see the earrings, the little hands? That earrings represent a gift from Pablo Picasso.
Okay.
Frida met Picasso in Paris. Picasso was impressed with her paintings. He sent the earrings in a letter to Frida.
That's very nice. Met Pablo Picasso in France. How amazing. Super nice.
The tree of life is a connection between human being and the natural environment. Frida never had kids, but her heritage are her paintings. You can see some in little sites.
That is such a nice museum. I really recommend you to come and see it and value. How are people going to find the museum?
You can find us in Instagram like Frida Kahlo Museo, and we are in 8th Street between 5th Avenue and the sea.
Yes, Playa del Carmen. You should really come and see it. And like and subscribe to my channel to never miss out on anything. And thank you so much.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Ciao.
Ciao.